Okay, well, I'm back on the Sony RDR VX530. Hopefully I can just knock this thing out. I've got so much work to do. So, remember this one had the broken gear over here on the side where Sony saved, well, not Sony. This thing is actually built by Samsung, I've determined, but they saved like 1 cent by not casting the plastic into the side of this gear, and it just yeah, it broke away. So I got to thinking about this. What would cause this to happen? Maybe a jammed up mechanism or something. And I should be able to rotate, unless it's got something stuck. This should be the main gear. And I got to thinking, why is this partially loaded and jammed up? What happened to this thing? So I went ahead and I ordered a complete mechanism. I found a supposedly used good one, and it looks mint. I mean, look at the color of this thing. There's no dust on it whatsoever. There is some residue on the pinch roller, and that's it. Other than that, it looks absolutely perfect compared to the one that's in the machine right now. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and just try to swap over the whole mechanism as one complete unit, and we'll see what happens. So I know I need to remove the cross brace up here on the front of the unit, and possibly remove the complete front panel. Maybe not. Maybe I can get to it with just that access right there. Let's go ahead and pop a bunch of screws out. Now there's a possibility there are screws on the bottom of the board. I'm not sure about that. But it's one of those we'll cross that bridge when we get to it kind of scenarios. Yeah, that's one ribbon cable, and that's basically it. Everything else, from what I can tell on this unit, basically plugs into the capstan motor, little connector I believe right there, and the cylinder motor connector right here, which is probably just the head amp more than anything. No, that's actually not even a connector. This is the connector that plugs in right there. I'm sorry. Well, let's see if this thing wants to lift off easily. And pretty much, I'm just hung up on the door opener right there. That's it. Wow, I thought it was going to be a lot more work than just that. So is there another issue on the bottom of this mechanism? It seems like there is, because this thing is jammed up. Oh, there it goes. I think I'll still just go ahead and swap the complete mechanism into this unit, and we'll just see what kind of results we get. The alignment should be pretty doggone close, because these things were basically mass produced. But there's the mode select switch. I do want to service that mode select switch before I go any further, just to make sure it's not like totally oxidized and have it destroy this new mechanism. So let's go ahead and try to zoom in on this and see if it will remain focused, and see how far we can push in. Oh, that's as far as we can go. So I'll back it off just a little bit and wait for it to refocus. There it goes. I'm going to put this in the manual focus mode at this point, and yeah, I don't want to destroy this thing. And it looks like it's got a couple tabs on the sides, and there's no like recesses. Oh, is this one of the push switch type mode select switches? See if I can get my fingernail under there. Come on, don't. Oh, it does not want to open peacefully. feels strange. Some of these later models had these little push buttons that it pushed down. That's what it feels like. I still want to try to open it and just see what's in there if we need to do any servicing. We may have to pull this thing apart because look at how oxidized. These are silver plated. Look at how oxidized those terminals are. And I don't want that to be a cause of destroying this second mechanism. So I think I'm going to pull the board out and actually unsolder this mode select switch so I can get it out and get a better angle at it, because I don't think, we'll give it one more try. I don't think it's going to cooperate. Maybe peacefully? Oh, maybe, please. Oh, we're so close. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this thing. Oh, it is one of those push tab type. So it's got these little, that's got to be centered right there. Oh man. So it's got these little push tabs that actually close the individual switches. And they all look pretty good. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot some deoxit D5 into this switch. Because the contacts actually look good. They almost look like they're gold plated. So I'm just going to shoot some D5. I can get rid of all the hair that's on the end of this thing. And then I'm just going to snap it back together. So if you look at the inside, there's like little ridges that push the various switches down at different points. And I think that might have been the failure point of this unit. So as far as I can tell, everything's aligned good. I'd like to leave that deoxit inside of the unit if possible. All right, that looks like it's centered pretty well. Snap that back into place. And I'm just going to run it around a bunch of times. And so it's actually making and breaking the contacts, and with that deoxit, which will eventually evaporate, but it's going to leave a residue behind to help keep the switch lubricated over time. And so there is an arrow right there, and I'm trying to find a corresponding arrow, which I don't see, so I'm thinking it just has to line up to that post. And so if I take a look at the new mechanism, you can see that, let's go back to autofocus, and maybe it will focus on here. You can see that the center pin is lined up straight with that hole, or about as straight as I can get it. I can probably move it slightly. We'll see which way it's going to want to move here. Maybe that's going to be as good as it gets. Well, I'm just going to throw it together like this, and we'll power it up and see what happens. Now, this unit does not have discrete rear rotation sensors. It does have an individual emitter in the center right here, and detectors on each side for the take up on this side and the supply, supply on this side and take up on this side. But as far as rear rotation goes, it has hybrid emitter detector combo units on each side. I think I might just go ahead and pass a cotton swab with some glass cleaner through those and just wipe these guys off just to make sure everything's going to be good before I throw this thing absolutely back together. So I will get out some cotton swabs. Actually, one should be sufficient. And I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the, well, that's too much. And we'll try that again. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the cotton. Okay, that should be good. Dab it in the glass cleaner and just kind of run it in between here. Just to kind of wipe off the faces of the supply and the take-up real rotation sensors. Now I'm just going to take a regular one. I just moistened it with glass cleaner. And, oh no, I can't even get in there. There's a little hole on the end of this thing. But I think I can actually wipe off the emitter. I just don't want any issues with this. And I'm going to remove just a bit more of the cotton. And just try to dry off those guys. Okay, well, let's put this thing back together. And hopefully we can catch the door opener right here. Go ahead and back that off a little bit so you can see what's going on. A lot of times you need to open the door first. So on this one there's a stake right here and a stake right here that needs to go into the mechanism. And it doesn't feel like it's, well, maybe it is setting down all the way. I would have expected a little more engagement, but I guess that's going to be it. And then all we have to do is plug in the one cable that goes to the audio control erase head. Oh, sorry, that was off screen. So I've got that one cable plugged in right there. And we'll put some screws in it here. I guess it's down all the way. And I'm not happy with that because it just lifted up. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I just was not applying enough force. My bad. I just didn't want to break it. Okay, well, I think that's as good as it's going to get. I'm just going to try to load the mechanism a bit and see if it does try to open the door, and it does. Hard to see, but as I move this forward, you can see right here on the very bottom of your screen that it does actually open the cassette door. So, happy with that. Let's get this back into view. Put the cross brace back on real quickly. Front panel snapped into place. Get the AC cord undone here. And let's power this up and see what it wants to try to do. It should possibly jog forward and backwards to find home. And it did. Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and power this thing on. And I'll grab a tape. And it's one of those, if it eats it kind of tapes, it's going to be okay. Look at the cylinder. I don't see any oil residue. I will have to clean that pinch roller. It does have some contamination on it, but I'm not worried about it at the moment. I just want to see if it's going to accept the tape, set it down, and load the tape. And well, from all outward appearances, it is actually working. All right, one moment. Let me stop this. There are buttons. Yay. Front panel. Stop. Let's eject it out of here. Make sure it gives the tape back. And it does perfectly. Okay, I'm going to connect the capture device and we'll see if it actually plays audio and video. One moment, please. Let's pop this tape into it. And look at that, it actually is playing. It's doing the auto tracking. I hear audio. And there is a defect in the tape right there, but it should be okay. So this is a 6-hour tape, an SLP tape, and it looks pretty doggone good. I did have to connect this to the component video output because I have it in the progressive mode, and it looks like it disables the composite or the yellow, red, and white output. So I had to use the red, green, and blue for video and then the red and white for audio. But it is connected. My capture device does accept component video as well. So let's go ahead and stop this tape. I'll eject it, and now I'm going to get an SP tape or a 2-hour tape and make sure it plays in the 2-hour mode. So it does like to take it in very slow and then it speeds up, but I think that's normal because it doesn't sound like it's dragging or trying to like push extra hard. So we'll do tracking. It is nice that it shows the tracking on the screen. SP, hi-fi. Video quality looks great for an SP tape. Once again, this is a copy of an 8mm, probably a high 8 tape over to VHS. But it is actually playing. I hear audio, everything's great. Yeah, this mechanism magically restored this unit's operation. Let's go ahead and check the DVD operation next. The customer said that it did look like the DVD was working. So let's go ahead and slide this on over to here. I'll have to zoom out a little bit. And we'll just try to get it more or less centered up here. Okay, so stop the VHS. I'm going to put this into the DVD mode. It says no disc. Uh-oh. The drawer did not open. Let me move my microphone here. So listen to this. I had to give it a little nudge to get it open. That tells me it's going to need a belt. So I do have a disc that was recorded in somebody else's unit. Let's see if it'll actually play it. It's doing something. Loading disk data, please wait. And something's happening. And it is actually playing. The DVD drive does actually play, but I think it's going to need a loading belt. Doggone it. Nothing's ever easy. Okay, well, that's probably a VHS copy or DVD copy of the VHS tape that's currently in the unit right now, playing back on a DVD that was recorded on a different unit, probably a Magnavox, if I'm not mistaken. But the DVD does work, it just doesn't want to open. Oh, there it opened that time. Spinning the disc out of here. And that was on a Magnavox MWR20 V6 record test. Well, since the VCR went just a little bit easier than I anticipated, I'm going to go ahead and pull the DVD mechanism out of the unit and see if we can replace the DVD drive belt. And see what it's going to take to get this DVD unit out. Let's go ahead and take the VHS tape out just to be safe. I am going to go ahead and service the mechanism. I will clean everything that the tape touches, just based on the way that pinch roller looks. I'm not sure what kind of tape they were playing on it, but yeah, it's nasty. So I think I'm going to have to pull the front panel off, because down here there's a screw and another screw on this side. I don't want these things getting in the way. Plus, on the back of this unit, there's a single, looks like a 40-pin ribbon cable, and I'm going to have to figure out how to unplug, plus the power cable that comes over here from the power supply. Yeah, let's get the capture device disconnected here. Here's the leads I'm using. They're all the same color, but I know what's what. And we'll try to get this apart. I'm going to shut the power off. Try to remove the front panel again. And, well, yeah, that was quite easy. No ribbon cables or anything to connect there. And I'll have to remove this cross brace once again. I don't think I can get to it by just taking the top off, but I will try. And then I want to remove this shield. I'm not sure if there's going to be a screw in the bottom of it, or if it's just like snapped on, because it's just going over the RCA input jacks here. And does this thing have a FireWire input? Holy moly. Does anyone ever use FireWire? I should ask, did anyone ever use FireWire? Not does anyone. Alright, come on. Let's give it just a little more help here. Once I get it off the jacks, I think it'll be home free just like that. Definitely needs a good blow thingy, you know. I don't want to say the actual word. I might have one of these, or very similar. I have a Sony DVD VCR recorder that I received brand new many moons ago. Oh, well, that makes it easy. Okay, let's does this thing have a tab? Or yes, it does. So it has a tab that you have to press down to open that little claw. But then once that's done, look at this. This will unplug very peacefully, I hope. Yes. Okay, let's get this chassis out of the way, all this gobbledygook. And I'll just get the DVD drive on view here. One moment. And I'm betting that's going to be the loading motor right there. So maybe I could do it just from the top. Well, let's go ahead and pop this. It's got this one little ground strap. And I think I'm just going to put a little arrow right there so I remember where it actually goes. Just in case things don't go amicably. Sorry, got Biden lips going on right now. Random words coming out.
True international effort to pressure.
Guess I could zoom in just a little bit. Alright, we'll zoom in just a tad. Now, a lot of these have a little secret lever you can slide. Nope. Well, let's go ahead and pop the bottom off just to see what lies beneath. Well, I guess we'll have to move the loading gear by hand here. Oh, and I got the right direction the first try. Now usually there's going to be a little tab that you have to release. And I'm not seeing it. I don't want that board flopping around. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and put a screw back in it. It's basically just hanging on these ribbon cables. And that should keep it less floppy. I'm going to put another one over here to be safe. Okay. That way it can move a little bit, I don't care. So where are the secret tabs to release this door? Huh. All right, one moment while I investigate. Okay, I was right. Once again, just being a little too gentle. So reach down in here and pry that tab back. And then on this side, pry it in the other direction. There we go. And so what it is, I'll zoom in just a tad, it's just these little tabs right there that lock it into place. So you just have to push this back on that side, and then this tab, push it back. It doesn't have to go very far, just like that far. That's all that captures it. And then we can get to the belt. And as you can see, the belt has been on here for 2.345 days. So just need to replace that belt, and I think we'll be good again. Now this does have a what they call the open close switch that mounts right here. Now to get that, I'm going to have to unsolder the motor and then pop the circuit board out of here. And I think I'm probably going to let it slide. I wonder if I can get some spray into it. It's actually a push button switch. See it push down right there? And then there's probably, yeah, it didn't close. Oh, there's actually two buttons to it. See if it'll focus in there. So one button is closed and the other button is open. Oh man, this thing is just turning into way more than I anticipated, but like I said, we got a little bit of leeway here because the mechanism went in just a little bit easier than I anticipated. So what does it take to remove this? Oh, okay. So what if I push that tab down right there? Then that should actually let this thing slide over. No. Nope, not going to risk it. Well, based on the operation of this unit, I think the open close switch is probably going to be okay. And worst case, I'll just shoot some deoxit D5 down in there. And we'll just work them back and forth a few times. Exercise them a little bit. I think that's going to be fine. All right, let me go try to find a belt to replace that guy. One moment, please. All right, you see me dig through my box of, well, color-changing LEDs and belts. Those are round belts. I want to save those for a round application. And that one is too small, but the second one, let's see, I have one that's already opened. Let's look at that. I made notes. And it looks like I've already used the belt out of that one. So let's look at possibly. Oh, it's almost exact same size. Let me get one of my belt measuring devices out here. I don't like that one at all. It sticks. I have like 3 of these things. No, I'm not going to sell them. No, that one's just as bad. Where is my measurer belt 2? Doggone it. Those are the ones. All right, one moment. Let me find this thing. Okay, we're good. So that one measures right at 3 inches. And that one's exactly the same, so it is not going to work. Well, gotta keep searching. Alright, well I think I found one that might actually work. It measures about 2.5 inches and it will stretch. I think I need about 2.75, so let's go ahead and throw that one on and see what happens. Okay, well after about 30 minutes of searching, I did find another replacement belt. So I did go ahead and clean it with acetone. Unfortunately, it was off camera and it was like, it just wasn't centered in the picture, so I'm not going to show that part. But it was folded in the bag, so as you can see, it's got some size differences to it because it's been folded. But it goes around just fine. Everything looks great, and it does have plenty of torque, so very happy with that. Let's throw this thing back together. We'll clean the optical pickup, and I'm going to definitely wipe off that real table that has just a bunch of crud on it. Looks like someone's been eating graham crackers on the turntable right there. Okay, so glass cleaner and a cotton swab. Now this is just moistened. So what I do is I dip it in the glass cleaner and then I just kind of shake it off pretty violently. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the optical pickup in a circular motion with very, very light downward pressure. So just remember, if you're doing this, do not use any type of glass cleaner that has ammonia in it, because it will strip the coating off of the optical pickup. You can see that it has like a blue sheen to it, which is an optical anti-glare coating that it needs to be there to work properly. And then I'm just going to wipe off the turntable, get all that crud off of there, and you can see how much it actually picked up. I may go ahead and just hit that. It's a rubber mat on the top of the turntable. We'll just hit it one more time with regular glass cleaner, and we'll throw this thing back together now. Okay, so as you're reassembling this unit, if you look at the tray, there's like 2 slots in here. Maybe you can see it better in this aspect. But this wide slot right there is the one you want to line up with this little pin in that gear. So it's just a matter of basically pushing this together and making sure that that pin goes into that slot, and then just lightly push it together. And as you can see, when I move it, it moves that whole sliding mechanism. So if I move that to the closed position and then I rotate the loading gear right here, oops, wrong way, it'll actually cause the mechanism to lift up. And then if I lower it down, it'll eject the tray, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so all I got to do is put the top or the bottom on it and load this thing back in the machine, and we'll give it a try. Once again, trying to give you more useful tips. When you reassemble this unit, this tab has to go under that slot right there. This tab goes under that slot right there. So you have to start at an angle like that, and then you can lay this thing down and snap it back into place just like that. So the bottom should be pretty easy to do. We'll just go ahead and remove those 2 screws, and then this just kind of lays down on there and gets attached with 1, 2, and 3 screws. Once again, making sure that this corner of the circuit board is inserted under this little tab right there, just like that. It sits down perfectly at this point. And I don't believe there's any tabs that have to be aligned to get the bottom to go back on. So 3 screws. Just make them snug. They're not head bolts. They don't need to be torqued to yield. Okay, this thing is back together. One last thing. That guy right there. Okay, let's throw this thing back together. Okay, unit is completely reassembled. Let's power this thing on. And it did the jog. Happy with that. Power is applied. And let's go ahead and test the DVD first. Make sure it plays back still. I'm going to put this in the DVD mode. Okay, let's open the drawer, see what happens. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Grab the disc. This is a disc I recorded once again in someone else's unit. Loading, loading, loading. And there it is, it's playing.
Can't see.
Let's see, I wonder if we can fast forward this thing. And yes, we can. Very good.
Turned out to be
Okay, let's go ahead and stop this. Stop. Eject. And so before I put another disc in it, I just want to make sure that it goes ahead and plays back both SLP and SP tapes. I'll close that drawer. I'll switch it back over to the VCR mode right there. We'll pop an SP tape into it. Now I did go ahead and completely clean the tape path already. So I just want to make sure it plays back okay.
You know what's different about your windshield and Steven's? His is like straight up and down.
Okay, working fine.
It's very
In
slanted.
SP, stop, eject, and SLP tape going in, or EP or 6 hour. This is going to test all 4 of the video heads.
The Care Bears Journey to Joke-A-Lot, featuring 5 original songs.
Okay, perfect.
And an all-new look.
We'll stop it, eject it. And I'm going to go ahead and get the DVD set up now. I need to set the date and the time and all the other items. Okay, luckily the customer did include the original remote with this unit. So I just got to figure out how to step through the menu, probably system menu. So I'm in the DVD mode, menu, timer standard. Maybe I can't edit anything. Oh, there we go. So we'll go over to clock set, and we don't have any auto anymore. And so it is currently September 22nd of 2023. Yeah, I'm just going to speed the rest of this up for you guys. All right, well, it's been a certain amount of time, and I popped another tape into it and another blank DVD-R. This may seem out of order because I had recorded a DVD failure. I thought I'd give it one more try, but it was late. I had to go to bed, so it is the next day. Let's see, do we get anything on the screen? I'm going to hit the display button, and we do get something on the screen. It knows it's a DVD-R. It says it has 5 minutes left on it. So let's go into the system menu and see if we get any disc options. Dubbing. So I don't know how to finalize this disc. Maybe it already did it. I don't know. Okay, let's get out of the system menu and we'll just hit the play button, and it does absolutely nothing. Tools. Forward intro, reverse intro. No. Well, let's try the other menu button. Return, menu, and that one does absolutely nothing. Well, at least when I came in this morning, the disc hadn't ejected itself like it did last night. Top menu, and I think we're in the DVD mode. Yes, we are in the DVD mode, and it will not do anything at all. Checking all the buttons on the remote in case I missed something that is important. Yeah, it will not do anything. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and open the drawer. And I wonder if I can see, has it... Yeah, it's actually recorded the entire disc. All but like the last 1/8 of an inch. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a distinct gap. So let's go ahead and close the drawer and see if it's going to read it. Maybe we're in the wrong mode. Oh, we are. We're in the freaking video mode. Doggone it. All right, now let's try the menu again. My bad. Okay, menu. Nope, system menu, top menu. We'll try system. Disc setting, there we go. That's what I want. Well, I did record a movie onto this, so let's just go ahead and label it. And then we got to go over here to, yes, it does wrap around. Finish. Disc finalize. All right, let's finalize this disc. Okay, well, I assume it completed it because I get nothing else. Let's go back into the menu. And I don't have a disc setting option anymore. It's grayed out. So I'm going to stop it once again, eject the disc, reload the disc, and we'll see if it finds the table of contents and can play this disc. And it says it's playing. That is excellent. Let's go ahead and skip forward just a couple of chapters. And yes, let me turn the volume down on my monitor. But it did actually record the disc. It's a 2-hour disc, or a 2-hour tape, hour and 11 minutes. So I set the disc recording to 2 hours. And I believe it stopped recording when it got to the end of the video track, basically. But everything recorded, everything is great. Yeah, that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and just deliver it back to my customer. Actually, I'm not going to deliver it. He's going to have to pick it up. It is a local drop-off. But we'll get it back together, and everything should be good. He can dub his movies over, provided he has a good quality disc. I do blame the first failure on a defective disc. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the Sony RDR VX530, I believe. I'm sorry, 530. RDR VX530. I may have incorrectly stated that previously. Go ahead and leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below, good or bad. I'll try to respond to the comments when I have time. While you're down there, if you could, please hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really does help my channel grow, and I really, really appreciate it. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X at NorCal715. You can email me, norcal715videos@gmail.com. As of right now, once again, so backed up. Basically, if you want to contact me, leave a comment on one of my videos. And chances are I will see that before I see it in the email. I have hundreds and hundreds, literally hundreds of emails to check. And I'm just trying to crank this stuff out at this point to try to get caught up where I can actually spend a few hours doing emails. It just takes so long at this point. So busy. Once again, if you have an item in here, I'm going to get to it. It's just going to take time. I'm so sorry. Remember, with your help, we can try to get these things out of the landfill, out of the recycle bin, and out of the e-waste facility. Everyone, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Stand by for the failure recording test. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm going to pop a blank DVD disc in. Actually, I didn't have to speed up very much at all. So this is a DVD minus R, and it's going to hopefully load it and tell me that there's nothing on the disc. And then we can set the record time for probably 1 hour and do a 1 hour record test from VHS. Okay, well, it really hasn't told me much. Let's hit record mode. Now, it doesn't really tell me. So EP, is there a display button on the remote? Possibly. Tools. Remains 606, so if I change that record mode to SLP, 808, there we go. I want to go ahead and I'm going to use the HQ mode. It says it has 1 hour and 1 minute of recording on the disc, so that's perfect. I'm going to go back into system menu, and let's just look at dubbing. No, disc setting. Okay, well, we just gotta use what we have, obviously. Okay, let me find a tape and we'll start dubbing very shortly. Okay, here we go. VHS tape going in here, and hopefully it does not autoplay, otherwise I'll have to stop and rewind it. And it's going to autoplay. Okay, video, stop. Rewind. I want to start right at the beginning. Okay, there is the beginning. And we'll go over to DVD, and I'm not quite sure how to start the dubbing mode. It says one touch dubbing. I'm going to go back in the menu and make sure. Simple dubbing, what is that? Video to DVD, that's what I want. Okay, perfect. So we'll get back out of the menu, and I'm going to touch the one touch dubbing button on the front of the unit, and we'll see what happens. Can't connect with the D8 device. Okay, well, possibly synchro record. Let's try that. No. Interesting. Okay. So it does have a video to DVD button or DVD to video button up here on the front of the unit. Right there. So I'm going to press this button on the left, which says video over to DVD, and I hope that is the correct option here. I'm trying to find that on the remote, and I'm just not seeing it. But here we go. Pressing the button. Maybe I have to get rid of what is on the screen first. We'll just go to the menu and back out of the menu. Okay. One moment while I figure out why it will not dub. Dubbing. Oh, it does not give me the option for simple dubbing anymore. What the heck? Once again, the Jelly of the Month Club, the gift that keeps on giving. Press that again. No, simple dubbing did not return. Okay, I'm just going to power this thing off. And then I'll power it back on. Seems to have gotten stuck in some kind of a weird loop. And it's still in the DV mode. Do I have to press input select? There we go. Okay, I was on the wrong input. Oh, now I'm on the channel 3 input. We'll just put it on line 1. And display. Loading disk data. Doggone it. Loading, loading, loading. I'm sorry this video is going to be extremely long. Okay, simple display. HQ mode, 1 hour and 1 minute left. And now I'll press the video to DVD dubbing button and see what happens. Oh, looks like it's going. Turn off the display, please.
Oh, too bad. Hey, get in the contest, get yourself.
And there it is. It is actually recording. And it did this neat thing where it actually backed up the tape and then got it up to speed and then began the dubbing. So that is perfect. Okay, so it is currently 12:13 in the morning. I will check back in about 1 hour and we'll see what it looks like after that. Okay, well the counter says it has 1 minute left in the recording of the VHS to the DVD. So I'm going to cut away and we'll come back when it finishes. What? The disc has invalid information? What does that mean? Okay, that's strange. Well, let's go ahead and close it and see if it will try to play it back. Well, it certainly seems that was a failure. And I'm in the DVD mode. The disc cannot be neither played nor recorded. Okay, great. Bad disc. I have had a couple, but I'm going to go ahead and ask the customer if he wants to replace the DVD drive at this point, if he's curious about recording a disc. So there might be a part 3 to this. Hopefully it ends at part 2 and he just wants to play VHS tapes and DVDs back. Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed the failure, possible, of the Sony RDR VX530, I think it is. So here is the note the customer sent with the unit. And it doesn't mention anything about the DVD recording, so I'm not sure if he's interested in recording a DVD or just playing DVDs. I'll have to ask him. And then if he wants to record, we're just going to have to get another DVD drive over here, if we can. I'm not quite sure. But anyhow, once again, thank you for watching. I certainly hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below, good or bad. I try to respond to the comments when I have time, which has not been much lately. For the past 6 months, I've just been working at my main job as an industrial electrician and then trying to get this stuff done and taking care of my kids and my grandkids as necessary. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X at NorCal715. You can email me, norcal715videos@gmail.com. Once again, as of right now, leave me a comment in one of the videos. That's the easiest way to reach me. I will try to respond to that comment as soon as I possibly can. Emails, I've just been trying to get caught up. It's just been so hectic. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you could. It really does help my channel grow, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who has made donations once again to either myself via PayPal or Super Thanks or my daughter's GoFundMe page, as they're mostly healed, but the ramifications just go on and on. Everyone have a great day. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.